And welcome back. Data breaches are growing in scope, affecting more organizations and more people. So why is this happening? And what can you do to protect yourself? Here's with some expert advice is founder and CEO of InfoTech, Matti Kon.
Eraldo, thanks
Hi,
for having
Matti.
me. Pleasure, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about data breaches. I know that they're a common occurrence every day.
Of course.
Can you explain how this affects individuals?
Well, it affects different individuals in different ways. Let's understand what is data breach. Data breach is theft. Data breach is burglary. The most simple analysis that every person can use is having their house broken into. How it affects you, what has been stolen, your financial information, your private information, some personal data you don't want, or what has been the most common for the average person and has really the biggest impact today is identity theft.
Identity theft.
Identity theft has been one of the horrible things that happens to you. People's information is being discovered, their social security, private information. Before you know it, somebody opens an account on your name. Before you know it, they have credit cards on your name. Before you know it, they take one small mortgage, pay it off, second bigger mortgage. By the time they're on the fourth mortgage, it's for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And one morning, you get a knock on the door, and they came to collect from you.
Wow.
It has devastated millions of people in our country.
Sure it has.
And the system still doesn't know how to deal with it. Even when we recognize that your data, God forbid, has been stolen, that your identity has been forged, you're still running to court to defend yourself financially because there's no mechanisms for the financial institution to say, oh yeah, we know it has been stolen, but don't worry about it. You don't owe it anymore. You still go to a nightmare of trying to exonerate yourself.
Wow.
So that is probably the worst impact for individuals. I'm not talking about the corporate level or the company level, but for individuals, it's probably the worst.
Wow. So how can individuals protect themselves? What can they do? I know there are some organizations out there. I'm going to mention one, LifeLock. I heard about something like that. How do people protect themselves?
Well, LifeLocker is like an insurance company in a sense, and I'm not promoting any specific individual. You mentioned LifeLock. I would mention any company who does the business, who basically offers its customers to say, subscribe with us, give us your information, we will protect you and even indemnify you from some damages, do it. It's a minimal investment. The argument for that is just like the argument for life insurance. And unlike life insurance, there's much more casualties to identity theft than to life insurance policies, at this point at least. What to do? On the practical level, number one, avoid using the web if you can. I know as a systems person, that's not what I should advise you. But if you don't want to have stuff stolen, don't load it in a computer. The internet is not a vault. Once you're on the web, you're vulnerable. So if possible, if you don't have to go public, if you don't have to go on the web, you can avoid it. That's the best protection. The second thing, if you have to do it, try to separate. Have a computer separate that goes on the web that is connected, and maybe have a private computer that is not connected with private data. But if you cannot, and if you have to be on the web, like most of us have to be, and if you have a computer that's connected, have every possible protection. Make sure you have a firewall, make sure you have an antivirus, make sure you have a malware that protects you from Trojan and internal viruses, and most of all, have a backup. Most people really lose it when they don't have a backup.
I understand. So, and also be aware, be very, diligent about what you're doing and make sure that there's no charges, right? Because I've caught it myself a couple times. There's some charges there that I'm like, oh my God, what's happening here? And it's turned out it was...
And beware of strange messages. Beware of kind people on the internet. Beware of the email that offers you a great inheritance if you just provide some information. Beware of a virus, of an email that just gives you some great films for free. Beware of all this generosity on the internet. They all, most of the cases, turn out to be big scams.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here, Matti. I really appreciate it. InfoTech, right?
That it is.
Thank you
so much.
All right. Thank you. Okay, still ahead. Must-have products that solve everyday problems. Stay tuned as we have some great solutions you do not want to miss.